here with a YA book review for you of The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender. This is going to be a short review, not so much because the book wasn't good, but because it was really intense. This book is a combination of magical realism and tall tales. Ava is born with wings, and her brother is born mute, or her twin brother is born mute. And the story starts with Ava kind of reflecting on her life as an adult via a letter. And then it goes back, and there's a family tree at the beginning, but it goes back and follows her great-grandmother to when, through her grandmother, her mother, and then when Ava is actually born, up until she's about, I think, like 16 or 17. I don't think she's 15. I think she's like, but we'll just say she's 16. I think she's between 15 and 17. I don't remember if it actually stated. I mean, it's pretty good about stating ages, so you know where in time you are. But basically, this book is excellent storytelling. It has really good characterization. The thing besides that I liked, excuse me, is I just loved that the story is about love, and it's about the differences between love, lust, and infatuation. It's about how love can drive our choices. It's about unrequited love. It's about young love and old love, and it's beautifully written. The thing I didn't like is the synopsis says that there will be an event involving this gentleman with the last name Sorrows, and I'm forgetting his first name for some reason, Nathaniel Sorrows. And we start at one point once we get into Ava's actual story, so we know all of her history and her family, and that's all important in establishing how Ava's family is. And then some of the characters linger on as ghosts in relation to other characters, so it's very important that we have that background. Also about her family and stigmas that her family may have faced, being called like witches and things like that, and then Ava being born with the feathers. So we reach a point where there are some letters and other third-person things written about Nathaniel, and we find out what that means at the very end, like how Ava came across them. But the crescendo that it says, let me get the exact word, that says, others, like the pious Nathaniel Sorrows, who mistakes Ava for an angel, and whose obsession with her grows until the night of the summer solstice celebration. That night, the skies open up, rain and feathers fill the air, and both Ava's quest and her family's saga build to a dark and heartbreaking crescendo. And I guess, like, even though the letters from Nathaniel Sorrows hinted at what was going to happen, I guess I just wasn't fully prepared for it. And I am not a victim of sexual assault. I am a very empathetic person, and this book would be a trigger for possibly a victim of sexual assault and or someone who suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder as a result of that type of event happening to them. So it was a really traumatic and disturbing scene. Like I said, it was hinted at, but I guess I just kept hoping that it wasn't going to happen, or happen in the way that it was hinting at. And that's near the end of the book, probably the last 3 chapters. The ending of the book is also very ambiguous. I think it's supposed to be hopeful, but I was hoping that it would be more concrete, I guess you could say, a more concrete ending. It doesn't leave it open for another book. But I guess another tip-off should have been that it's called Sorrows, even though that's a play on a character's name. But the storytelling is very beautiful, and I gave this book 4 stars because overall it was great storytelling, and part of the reason that the ending parts were so traumatic is because you get attached to Ava and her family. But it just is one of those stories that, for me, I describe it as like sticking to me, like gossamer, and I couldn't shake it. I stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning reading it because the way the chapters were broken down, you wanted to keep going and keep reading. But it just, like, it's one of those stories that just affects you, kind of. And I didn't want to read the next day. I was going to start a more Christmassy, it's around Christmas time right now. It's only like 4 or 5 days away, I was going to start a Christmas book, The Afterlife of Holly Chase, which is a modern day Christmas Carol retelling. And I didn't even feel like reading the day after, or rather I guess the day of, since I finished it early in the morning, that I finished this book. But if you can handle a traumatic event in a story, and you're looking for great characterization and just good, amusing storytelling, in a book that has a lot of good messages about how love plays a role in who we are and in the choices we make, then I think that you would enjoy this book. So this is The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton. And then meanwhile, happy reading.